In 1324, Orhan replaced his father Osman as the leader of the Ottomans. While the father had rallied a tribe of nomads to fight for survival, the son wanted more. Orhan wasn't satisfied with capturing tribes and controlling small villages. He had bigger and more well-defended targets in mind, and new tactics were required.
The first real city they take is the city of Bursa, and we know that they took it by building two castles, one on either side of the city, outside the walls of Bursa, and basically blockaded it, starved it into submission over an 11 or 12-year period. When the city finally surrenders and Orhan, the conqueror, goes into the city, he sees dead bodies, and he asks the commander of Bursa, "What are all these dead bodies?" And he said, most of them died of starvation, which is why we ended up surrendering the city.
Orhan made Bursa his new capital and declared himself king, or sultan. The next challenge was governing this new territory.
We can assume that Ottomans learned a lot from those people who were living in these urban centers. They acquired knowledge about architecture, they acquired knowledge about decorative styles, they acquired knowledge about how to live in an urban environment.
Orhan established a monetary system and issued coins. He opened schools and built both a mosque and a monument to his father Osman. It didn't take too long before the once nomadic Ottomans took to city life, moving from tents into stone and wood houses and developing carpentry and farming skills. Now a regional power with control of trade routes, the Ottomans were a force to be reckoned with.
The Ottomans managed to take some of the fortified towns of Byzantium that gave them more prestige and attracted more warriors to their camps.
At the same time, in the neighboring Byzantine Empire, a continuing conflict between Emperor John Cantacuzene and a rival faction had erupted into civil war. The Byzantines had once ruled the civilized world, from the Danube to Damascus. But now Byzantine Emperor Cantacuzene was struggling to retain power. He asked his neighbor and former enemy Orhan for help. Orhan agreed, seizing the opportunity to profit from Cantacuzene's weakness, and he was given the emperor's daughter in marriage as a thank you. The bargain helped them both. With Orhan's support, Cantacuzene defeated his enemies and remained in power. But Orhan got the better deal. In the early 1350s, under the guise of helping Cantacuzene, Orhan ordered 6,000 of his troops across the Dardanelles. With no opposition, his troops laid waste to the region, claimed the territory as Ottoman lands, and gained a valuable foothold in Europe. This marked the beginning of the Ottoman Empire's westward expansion into the Balkans and beyond. Over the next 16 years, Orhan continued to expand his territory and consolidate his power. In just 60 years, the Ottomans had risen from a tribe of nomads to become rulers of more than 500,000 people. In 1362, after a 38-year reign, Orhan, the first sultan of the Ottoman people, died.